Hi, my name is Avery Celestine, and today in my video, I'll be sharing a little bit about my clinical experience for the summer 2022 semester. For my clinical placement, I was placed at Baker High School, but I also had a chance to work with some of the kids at Baker Elementary. And this was a really cool experience for me because I finally got to work with a population of children that I had never worked with before. This was my first time working with children that were nonverbal. And that experience was a little challenging at first because I really wasn't sure how to go about approaching therapy on the first day that I had with them. I knew a little bit about it from class, but things are just really different when you see it in person. And it definitely was a process. I definitely had to be patient and learn how to be in tune with my client and really see like what his triggers were, what he gravitated towards in terms of comfort. I found ways that he liked to stim. So those are those sensory behaviors that a lot of children that are nonverbal or that have been diagnosed with autism tend to do. And it was really rewarding because after a while I was actually able to get him to say no. And that seems like a small thing at first, but being that before that he wasn't saying anything, he was just making sounds and noises, that really made me feel good because I was able to see something tangible and see progress that he made. And it really came from me being patient and encouraging with him. One of the pros, well, another pro about being at Baker High was having a chance to work with twins. I never worked with twins before, and they both had developmental delays, and specifically with their language. But it's funny because their personalities were just so vivid. I remember the first day that I had a chance to work with them, they were working on an autobiographical activity, and both of the twins were very hands-on and involved with the activity. They shared a lot about their likes, their interests, their dislikes, and I really had a chance to get to see their personalities. And one of the things that was the coolest from that experience for me was seeing them actually write on their own and fill out the worksheet. You know, I could have babied them and wrote it for them, but I gave them a chance to give their answers and to actually write and feel that sense of independence. And it was really cool getting to see how they interact together too, and how they really took a liking to me and my fellow group members. Um, I definitely say one of my weaknesses starting clinic this semester was just being a little too in my head and nervous. Um, a lot of times I tend to underestimate just how capable I am to be able to do certain things, and sometimes I let fear stop me from speaking out more and being more confident. But as time went on, I did progress with that. I think I just also have to be more confident when I'm talking to my clients, because a lot of times they aren't going to know if you messed up or if you didn't say the right thing that you meant to say. So just being able to know that I know more than what I think, and that I don't have to always look to others to reaffirm that. Something that I'm looking forward to in terms of improving for next semester with clinic is really just being more confident. I'm excited to have the opportunity to take what I've learned here in terms of how to work with clients and approach them and apply that to the new setting that I'll be at. So that's something that's really exciting for me. Another population of students that I had a chance to work with were students that were diagnosed with autism. And that is interesting because, like the nonverbal students, they tend to rely a lot on sensory stimulation. And sometimes that meant instead of really talking, sometimes that meant that we would just play. We would use different objects, different toys, or maybe crayons and paper. And I would just let that child do what felt right at that time and use that to push forward with the therapy session. Another pro about being at Baker High and Baker Middle this summer was honestly the fact that I was in a group, because we had so many kids. So I think it would have been a bit more overwhelming to have all of those kids just by myself. So it was nice to be in a group with people who have had different clinical experiences, because where one person might not have had as much knowledge in a certain area, there was definitely someone who did have knowledge in that area, and we were able to just feed off of each other's strengths and weaknesses to honestly help the clients progress, which is the goal at the end of the day. And finally, I would just like to say thank you to my clinical supervisor, Miss Gill. She was amazing. She was very patient with us. She gave us lots of resources, and she really made sure that we understood what we were doing. But she allowed us to take initiative and really run the sessions ourselves. And I was just very grateful to have a supervisor who was very understanding and very honest about what it is like to work in the school system. And with us working with these students during an extended school year, she was also able to really explain what that is like, because we hadn't had that opportunity. And one of the other things that I really liked that she did for us was she actually gave us a copy of a full IEP and went over it with us and really broke down like what it's typically like for her as an SLP to do IEPs. And that really made me see, like, even though it's a long document, it's not something to be scared of. So overall, I really enjoyed my clinical placement this summer. I definitely enjoy being in the schools, but I'm looking forward to being able to have placements in other settings. So I'm just grateful that clinic wound up being really good this semester. Thank you.